All right, guys. Welcome back. This has been a while since that I've done a podcast. It's been like 3 years ago that I started this whole ramble thing, podcast ramble. So we're talking about like Nintendo stuff and collecting stuff. Why is there so much like behind collecting? You know, by the way, Matt, my friend Matt here from years ago.
Matt here. Good to see you, Derek. Haven't been forever since I've seen you last.
That's his new name, Matt here. But we're just talking about random stuff about like Paper Mario. They shadow dropped a Paper Mario trailer. Now everybody is gung ho about this. That Nintendo is dropping these trailers that they're not having an E3 this year. They're having some summer.
Their mini direct has been canceled.
Well, it's been pushed back.
Canceled, pushed back, however you want to say it. We're not getting one,
but
and it is not going to happen this year. So
we won't get one this year.
Yeah, that's why they dropped that Origami King trailer out of nowhere, and it is just the craziest thing seeing this game.
It won't come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
it's kind of shadow dropped. That's what people are thinking, that the Prime games are getting shadow dropped. The trilogy, the remake of the trilogy.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that, Derek? Like, what do you think? I mean, Metroid Prime trilogy on the Switch.
I mean,
how crazy is that?
I mean, if they do it right.
I mean, we've been waiting for GameCube games since the Wii U came out. You know what I mean? Like, the Wii had the backwards compatible with the GameCube games, and then the Wii U was supposed to put them on there, but they didn't.
Well, the system flopped.
The system did flop. You're right; it was horrible. But
I mean, we don't even have we only have the NES and Super Nintendo.
But what do you think about?
Whatever that thing's called on the Switch.
Right. What do you think about it being on the Switch, though? I mean, you think they're going to do anything to the graphics? Do you think they're going to?
They didn't do it for the Wii U.
Use gimmicky motion controls. What do you think?
They'll probably do motion controls if they're going to do a complete, like one-to-one, not one-to-one. What's the word I'm looking for? Copy. Like, are they going to do an HD remake of the Prime trilogy, or they're just going to port it over?
I hope they do both. Because obviously, they are dropping it out sometime, but
because who's working on it? Is it Retro that is working on this game? Because they weren't working on Prime 4 until Nintendo.
Until they pretty much begged them to work on it.
Well,
in a way.
Bandai Namco was working on the original 4, and then Nintendo said, "We don't like what you're doing with it. Let's give it over back to Retro."
I hope it's Retro. I mean,
they
have 3 solid games out for the Metroid Prime trilogy, obviously.
But if you can, like if it's going to be a one-to-one, like whatever the word I'm looking for, just a complete copy and paste remake of the trilogy, it's the best way to play Prime 1, 2, well, basically 3, because 3 was already on the Wii. It was the third one was on the Wii, but 1 and 2 that's the best way to play 1 and 2. Prime 1 and 2 is on the Wii trilogy set, because you have full motion control, moving Samus's arm cannon up and down, left and right. Because now you play the GameCube version, it sucks balls, because you can't. It's all your targeting that you jump up. You can't just look up like RPGs.
True, but I would say for nostalgic,
shooters.
Purposes.
Well, you could do
whenever you were playing the GameCube game itself. I mean, it was it was made for that GameCube, and then you put it on the Wii. You're pretty much putting the Wiimote all the way up to your ceiling just to get any good kind of reception with it.
Well, now they don't have the sensor bar anymore.
They don't have the sensor bar, of course, so that's going to be all like
it's infrared.
Infrared, accelerometer, everything like that. But it's just amazing that whenever they did port to the Wii, how much. Because I just played it not too long ago again.
You have the trilogy, or are you just playing Prime 1?
I played
original?
3.
Oh, you played 3. 3's good.
I played Corruption, and it was good. And it was just, I could not get behind simply holding a controller and then going to the Wiimote. Like, Because every time I get in a battle, I would just fling everything around. That's just me, though.
I feel like I recently popped in my trilogy into the Wii U that I have at home. That it's very difficult to actually. You feel like you have to hold the Wii remote just like her gun, like her. Is it like Prime 3? Like you hold it like this?
Prime 3 is pretty much you just hold it just like you would thinking you have a gun, right?
It's like you're holding a pointer, like a laser pointer. And then it's not too bad if they work on it. If I would love it if they did something like not Hyrule Warriors, Twilight Princess HD, how they had hero mode and just regular mode.
Now, if they did something like that, that would be spectacular. Like honestly,
you could do hero mode and you could have a basic GameCube controller. I hope they make it so you can look up and down and not target, because it's Prime 1 and 2 are horrible because you can't aim up. You have to lock onto something that's up, and that's how you look up.
Exactly. And that's just, it's just hoping and hearing that we'll hear something new soon and see something drop here soon.
I mean, the next one, I don't want to segue into this yet.
Derek's losing his train of thought, if you didn't know.
I am losing train of thought. With water in my nose. I don't know. I mean, I would like to see them. I don't know if I would completely like to see them. I don't know what else they could do with the trilogy, just to port it over and call it a day. Because that'd be the quickest thing, because now we have Prime 4 being worked on by Retro. Who's going to port the trilogy? Is Nintendo just going to port it 1-to-1?
Well, hopefully they res up some of the graphics, like they did with Corruption, say. That quality of graphics there. And then maybe they'll add something new in. Who knows? Maybe we'll say like a generic boss rush battle mode or something. I mean, something like that, like they do with the Zelda games. As anybody knows, that's my favorite series ever.
I mean, he's even wearing a Zelda shirt right now.
I wish you all could see it. It's quite glorious.
But I mean, it's better. It's the best game. We won't get into that. That's for another one.
That is for another time.
I don't know. I mean, with the ending of like the Paper Mario, I can't say origami.
Oh my God! Origami is the correct way to say it.
Is it called Origami King?
I believe it's the Origami King.
Well, with the new one coming out on the Switch, and the segue I want to take from Metroid, that little, I guess you would call an Easter egg at the end of the trailer of the first trailer, when they shadow dropped it. They showed Mario putting on Samus's helmet. So is that a shadow? Is that a drop saying that Prime's coming soon, or the trilogy's coming soon to hold you over for Prime 4? Because we're getting Prime. If we don't, what are we getting next year? I know the pandemic is pushing everything back, but what are we? We got. What do we get at the beginning of the year? What do we have? What are the big titles that we've had for the Switch right now this year? Because we always have big ones.
I mean, Animal Crossing.
We've had Animal Crossing. That was the big one this year.
What else have we had?
God. What leads into it? We've had we have the DLC for Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Pokemon DLC. We have Animal Crossing.
Now we have Paper Mario coming out in, what is it, July?
2 months from now. Even a month and a half, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's July 17th that it's coming out. Dating this podcast.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, with that, what do we have? We have Paper Mario. We have Pokemon DLC. We have Animal Crossing. Paper Mario. I already said Paper Mario.
I can't think of any more.
I mean, we have those are the three big hitters.
We'll say the three big contenders for.
I mean, for
the most they're going to sell.
We have our summer game within Paper Mario. What do we have for our winter game? We have Zelda. We have Breath of the Wild 2, maybe.
Maybe if it. I think it'll get pushed back. Honestly, again.
So I mean, going on to that, what do you think of this new Paper Mario with like the new fighting system, maybe partners. I don't think we have partners. From the trailers that we've seen, we've only seen she's the princess, the little origami thing with the yellow hat.
I would say
I don't think we have partners.
my expectations of the game, after seeing both Stick Star and Color Splash, not having partners, I would say more than likely they're probably not going to have partners again.
Right.
But
this
I hope they do. I hope, because that's what they need.
Well, this seems like a follow-up to Color Splash, and Color Splash is not bad.
Color Splash is not a bad game. I have never personally played it because I do not own a Wii U, and I never had a chance to play one. But, I mean, if I were to play Color Splash, I don't think I would have a problem with not having partners. It's just the battle mechanic itself, you know. And this one, it seems like it's a step up in the battle mechanic. You know, the ring system,
it's back to basic.
It is. It's back to basic. I wish that you had more control over it. More control over who you're able to fight. You know, go back to the basics of when they started.
Or it's basically just a standard RPG, but it's like a horde battle. I don't know how to... It's a strategy horde battle that you have it from all sides.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta think from all sides.
All sides of a circle. But, I mean, I like the idea, but I don't know how massive that's going to be. I mean, how hard that's going to be with it. You know, is a boss battle going to take up five lines? Because I think there's 8 Shy Guys in that. I don't know if they've made an English version of it yet.
I'm trying to think of...
There's 8 shot guys, and you hit them all at once.
Yeah.
And super jump.
Now, with the ring system itself, when somebody gets hit, do the rings move, or what happens exactly? Would that mess up for, say, an instant death? Maybe.
It's very turn-based.
It looks like it's turn-based, and that's something, you know, I wish the trailer would go on more about.
But my idea is, you know, we're replaying 64 right now. I still think Paper Mario 64 and 1,000-Year-Old Door is the 2 best ones.
They are, honestly.
I put them in the same category of the both. I don't think one's better than the other.
But
I mean, would you?
If you had to choose between 2 of them, though, I'm sorry, if you had to choose one of them, which one? 1,000-Year Door. Yeah. That's pretty much a general consensus from everybody.
Characters, I like the characters in 64 more, the partners, than Door.
But they're almost pretty much the same. You literally have the same people copy and pasted for the first 2 companions.
Doubt, I only give it to 1,000-Year Door because I love Vivian. Is it Vivian?
It's Vivian.
It's Vivian. I'm thinking of Final Fantasy.
And you don't like... Let's see. I like the first one because I have nostalgic purposes for it, and
I didn't beat 64 until.
How did you not beat 64?
Well, I have. I haven't beaten it since, or the first time I beat it, I should say, was it on the Wii? Yeah, it was on the Wii when you could download it on the Wii. That was the first time I beat 64 because I never owned it.
You missed out then.
But I loved it playing in 2007. Playing it in 2007, I loved it.
I would say my favorite character would be Bo. I mean, a ghost that slaps people in the face, like that's the best thing ever.
Apparently, she's the only one that everybody likes because she's the only one that got into Door because you can find her in Door.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't even know it at the time until I started looking into video games more of trying to find the Easter eggs and whatever. I didn't know she was in there.
She's in the towards the end. She's in like the
and that's just
mansion.
Yeah, the Boo Man. No, she's not in the Boo Mansion. I just played it. She's not there.
Are we talking about Door? Or are we talking about?
We're talking about Door.
Door. She's with her butler.
Yeah, but she's not in. She's not in the Boo Mansion.
No, is there a Boo Mansion in Door? I can't remember.
What is it?
Hubba is in 64.
We're talking about what's his name? Dupless. Dupless's mansion.
Dupless is no. That's where you get Vivian.
Yeah, you get Vivian there, but she is not in there from what I've seen. And that is actually the chapter I just completed not too long ago.
Right. And you're welcome to have you get that one. Sorry.
And that's Derek answering his phone.
That's not answering my phone. That's the better Nintendo game, which they should put the bundle on it. They should put rare replay on the Switch. They could put Banjo, Tooie.
Everybody.
But you could put Kazooie, Tooie, Jet Force Gemini. Even though I don't like Donkey Kong 64, because go back and play Donkey Kong 64. I'm looking at the mic. It's not a good game. Perfect Dark is a great game.
For the time, 64 was good. I thought it was interesting to see the mechanics of having multiple Kongs, guns. I mean, Diddy Kong had his little jetpack thing, and you could fire at people, and it was great. I mean, whatever his name was, Lanky Kong,
Lanky Kong, which has not appeared in another Donkey Kong game. None of them has appeared. Lanky and Junior? Not Junior.
No.
What's the big one?
I don't remember
What's the
his
big
name.
baby one? Anyway.
Big Baby Kong, whatever his name is. But I just...
Jinx.
Yeah, it's just...
But, okay, go back to Paper Mario.
Yeah, we got to go back to this, so...
I really want to know where you find Bo.
I think she's near the end when you go to Poshley Heights. I think that's the chapter you find her in. Because you get off the train, and I believe she's right there.
She's in Sticker Star?
There is no way she's... No way she's in
Sticker Star. Because the trilogy is what I considered. I don't think this is lore. But I think... yeah, you're right. She's in
Poshley Heights, isn't she?
She's in the Sync Room.
Yep.
No, the trilogy I think of the original Paper Mario is Paper Mario 64, Door, and Super Paper Mario.
I was just about to ask that. I was wondering if you consider Super Paper Mario part of a trilogy of Paper Mario games.
I think the trilogy ends with with Super, and then it continues with Sticker Star. I think Sticker Star is a whole other series.
Now, even with that dramatic change in the way that Super Paper Mario did versus, say, Thousand Year Door or 64.
I still think Super Paper Mario is good.
And you know what? And I remember, what's funny is I remember going to your house, or at least you bringing over your Wii, and playing that game.
I remember.
I asked you about that the other day, and you said you don't remember. And I was like, I know you did, because you brought it over. Because I was
you're
like,
right, because that was one of the first Wii games I owned.
Exactly.
Because then I got bummed out that I couldn't play anything that my friends were playing.
So.
And that was one. The last game I owned for the Wii was Guitar Hero. Rock Band.
Oh, God.
That was the last game I owned for the Wii before I traded it. I still don't have a Wii. I have a Wii U. I just never bought a Wii. I need to, just a Nintendo fanboy.
See, that's the complete opposite of me. I have a Wii. I bought one for $10 off somebody, but for the life of me, I cannot get a Wii U. I don't feel... I need to pay the money for it, but it's just...
Well, especially what they're doing in...
it just seems like it'd be a worse decision to do, But I need it for my collection. I need it.
You also need to up your game on Zelda.
We're not going to get into that right now in this section. Because...
We've already detoured.
We're detoured enough. Back to Origami King, though.
So, we don't know a whole lot about Origami King.
We don't know, but at the same time, what do you think of the mechanic that they're trying to do with this? The little
back to the rings.
Not the rings, but the whole extendable arm thing.
It's a gimmick. It's just like what Sticker Star did. So that's why I consider it a part of the trilogy. Sticker Star, Color Splash, and I didn't hate Sticker Star. It wasn't good.
It just did. The story could not move me along.
I mean, if you want a good story, go to Super Paper Mario.
Right.
Super Paper Mario had a good story. Thousand Year Door had a mediocre one, but the gameplay was fun.
I can see that.
But with the whole stretchy arms, I don't know how they're going to do it. Are you going to do it on the Switch? Because the Switch doesn't have a good enough touch screen like the Wii U did and the DS did.
I don't think they would limit it to the Switch, like the actual interface of touching a touch screen.
Right,
because then if you're playing it on dock mode, you'd have to take it off the dock mode or whatever.
Right, I know it's not going to do that.
But it's something like that. I don't think they would do that.
But
that's personally me. But I don't know. From what I've seen and read, I think that mainly it could be something where, how the mechanic was in Color Splash, where you would cut out things. Hopefully they implement it in a better way. Something that moves the story along instead of just that one-time little gimmick that does whatever.
Did you play Odyssey?
I did play Odyssey.
Did you beat it?
I did.
Do you remember the play? What was it? When you cut out like certain parts of the land, and you had to follow the zipper, and you had to cut out like. And
yeah, when you took control of the zipper and did that.
I bet you it's that way. I bet you that's what they're carrying over. It's going to be something like that, and Mario's arm just pulls it off. You're going to carve it out, and then Mario's hands are going to pick it up.
Such a waste of time with that, though. Sometimes
I didn't care for Odyssey. Odyssey was great, but
I think they could have done, like how they did with Thousand Year Door. They could do more paper gimmicky related things instead of a pair of stretchy arms.
Well, it didn't get very papery until Sticker Star. I think the folding of your body in Door was just more. That was just because he's Paper Mario, and that's what it was.
But that would be the perfect opportunity to do that.
Because, I like the story where this is going on Origami King, because it seems really dark. Like, it's going... I don't even want to say it's almost as dark as Super Paper Mario, but...
It's
getting there.
Horror-related.
If you're a Snap, sorry. And if you see the screen kind of jolting back and forth, I'm just kind of trying to keep my laptop awake so it doesn't go out. And I don't know what time it is, but we stopped when we were recording because it doesn't have a timer. But anyway, let's continue on before we ramble on about Origami King. So, is it a must-buy for you just because it's Paper Mario? Are you burned because of Sticker Star?
Oh, I played Sticker Star and I didn't hate it.
I don't know the story of Sticker Star except
it took me a while to beat, but I don't hate it. I think that it is just something. Hopefully, that's going to be refreshing to play. So I would say I would buy it.
I'm going to buy it. I collect Switch games, so I'm just going to buy it because I hope it's good. I need to get through Color Splash before I get Origami King. But I don't think I'm going to do that.
You got a while to go. You need to go through Paper Mario 64 first.
The thing is, I've beaten 64 and I've beaten Door.
But you're
playing in my lifetime.
You're replaying it again.
I've been beating Sticker Star. I'm also going through Metroid.
But if you're replaying it, you gotta do it again.
That's true. And I really want to play Super Paper Mario because I popped that into the Wii U and I really liked it.
Well, you better get Yates to be playing with you then, since he is the. We'll say the Nintendo version in here.
Yeah, and Yates is a special kind of... I never thought I would have to explain Nintendo to a person, but I understand if you grew up on Sega, but still, who wasn't known, if you did still have Sega, who didn't know of Nintendo?
Well, that would be Yates then.
I mean, like, you knew of Zelda, but it feels like he doesn't know anything about Zelda.
Sorry. I don't know if he does or not, but if you're listening to this, Yates, yeah, we're sorry.
So what else is there? I mean, going away from Paper Mario, I feel like I'm going to buy Duh, but I just hope it's good. I hope I don't get halfway through it and it just sucks balls because I'm getting bored of it.
I mean, it should be good from what I'm seeing. It should be good. Good story, good. Hopefully, partner mechanic, something like that. But I don't know. It's just there's too many things up in the air right now.
So now, just going back to the idea of what do we have coming out? How do you think of Nintendo getting all these? I wouldn't say what are we generation are we in Generation 8 of the new consoles period. Yeah. We're almost going to the 9 because PS5 and Series X is coming out at the end of this year. But how do you feel of Nintendo getting all the old stuff like Witcher 3? Witcher 3 is on the Switch now. They've gotten What else have they've gotten? The Saints game, Saints Row, the third. Wonderful 101 came back, but that was kickstarted.
But that's going to be remastered.
That's already been released.
Yeah,
It's digitally right now.
My thought on that exactly is this: it's about damn time.
But now there's no point of owning the Wii U except for.
You know what they need to put back on the Switch now? Pikmin games.
I was like, don't say Resident Evil, because Resident Evil's already on the Switch.
And Resident Evil 4. No, I'm just kidding.
4's already on the Switch.
Yes, I know.
It's like $40 to buy.
No, and you get the trilogy of 4, 5, and 6 now.
Yeah.
But no, Pikmin. Pikmin needs to be on the Switch. I don't care if it's remastered, if it's a regular port. I don't care. It needs to be on it. More than likely, it's going to be Wii with the Wii port of it, obviously. Or you could do GameCube. I mean, it's got both. So
Miyamoto is apparently working on 4.
But when? When is it coming out?
It took, you know how long it took 2 to 3?
Yeah.
That was like 14 years.
Yeah.
Was it less than
13
that?
and
13,
a half years or something.
I mean, are we ever going to get a 4th one? I mean, are we ever going to, with this whole pandemic coming down, like, everybody's been pushed off, and I was surprised that we got Paper Mario dropped.
Did you ever play Hey Pikmin?
No, I don't know. I need to get it. I heard it's not bad.
Would you consider that a
I'm not a Pikmin fan.
side game though?
Yeah, it's a side game.
Okay. So, yeah,
and he's already mentioned that this is not 4. That's not 4.
It's not 4. It's not close to 4. But I would say if it needs to come out soon though.
But I'm not excited for Pikmin. Because I was never a Pikmin fan. You know, I'm more of a fan of like side scrollers. Like I really enjoyed Shantae. Shantae is one of my favorite.
And I never played Shantae. I never had the chance to play it. Never really heard about it until
But it comes until
it came out. You know,
comes down to my favorite. Speaking of which. favorite game series.
He's doing a video game deal, right?
Right in
the middle of this podcast.
Come on. Gotta do this.
That's an awesome one.
It's Sean. They're freaking rare, apparently. I don't know why.
Yeah, all of them are, man. That's not my phone.
No, that's his phone.
It's all good.
No, but I think I saw you, and that's why I thought of Shantae. I've always liked it because it's like a Metroidvania game. And that's I've always. It's very easy, very short, but they're expensive. And I don't know if we want to roll into this. Are we done with Nintendo?
I don't care. We can keep going. We can always go back to Nintendo.
So we're rolling into let's say part 2 of like collecting, and we're gonna go with Nintendo since or collecting really video games. I'm gonna say, why do you collect? Do you collect games, or do you just collect them to buy to sell?
Yeah, I collect them.
Why do you collect it to buy them?
Mostly.
Or sell, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's mostly nostalgia. There's a lot of value in a lot of them, but most of it for me is most of the artwork on the boxes and.
That's probably similar to me. Like, I mean, I love like what Nintendo does, but they don't do it for the Switch. The spine art is great.
That's because the writing in it. If you could see my hand right now, it'd be about that much.
But they did it for Bomberman. Bomberman R for the Switch is a different logo on the side than the rest, but then they do it to regular just font on the rest. But I still like it. I collect Switch games.
I would say if they're going to make an artwork that big, though, they'd have to make like a sticky note size case with the width or any artwork they do on the side spine.
Yeah, I think the only interesting one I can think about is what was it, Darksiders? That had like the black spine.
Yeah, Darksiders had a black spine, and Darkest Dungeon had a full black box, which was weird. And they did that for the Wii U. Wii U had a weird box art sometimes. Yeah. It was like fully black, but the Wii U sign was still blue, but it looked like they misprinted it. But I mean, what are you collecting? Are you going to collect for like Zelda? You're collecting Zelda.
Well, obviously I'll collect Zelda, and that'll be.
If you can't hear, there's a third person in the room.
That'll be my first thing I collect. Now, I've collected a couple of them. I've collected, the original GameCube of Twilight Princess, and I've
He
got.
still hates me for having all three.
Yes, I do. I've got Breath of the Wild. I want to get Link's Awakening on the Switch.
So are you going to get Breath of the Wild on the Wii U and the Switch? Like I have the Wii U version, but I don't have the Switch version.
I will
wouldn't you?
I absolutely would.
I until I get a Wii U myself, I probably will only collect it on the Switch for now.
But if you're going to collect the Wii U,
now Derek here, this man right here has collected so much stuff, and I am so jealous of how you do this. You have this uncanny ability to find everything. Exactly. I need to know this man here. And he have this uncanny ability to find whatever it is that I'm looking for, and then you buy it as soon as I talk about it.
If you tell me something to find, and I still haven't found your Minish Cap.
Yeah, where is that? Where's my Minish Cap?
I haven't even been able to find it. So what does that go for?
I don't know. I've only had like 3 of them in like the last 4 years. So
you're failing.
I have crazy stuff coming in all the time.
So I mean, I know this is only like $25, but Shantae for the Wii U, the 1.5 Genie Hero.
Yeah.
That's not very rare. It's sought after. It's like there's some versions of games that are like comic books in some set.
Right.
Comic books can be really rare, but not worth jack shit.
Well, it's rare because
why is the Shantae that's this one? I think did they release that on the Switch?
Yeah,
and it's a limited run game.
No, this one's not. This one's not a limited run game.
That's the XC.
But it's also on the Switch, and they released a big box version. Like they did with this one. But
I'm thinking of Pirate Curse.
Yeah, there's Pirate's Curse, and what was the other one? There's 2 of them.
This is the Seventh Siren is going to be 5.
Yeah, that's gonna be the next one that comes out, which I have pre-ordered. I'm super excited for.
I have pre-ordered 2.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I got a big box and I got a regular to open.
See, that's how diehard we are.
Oh, I know, and I need to get to that point, obviously, but it's
just baby steps.
It is baby steps for me. It's just.
I
need to have the connections like you do.
Like I bought Twilight Princess because I found it at GameStop for like $40, and it goes online for Amazon or eBay for what 60, 70 or like that.
Yeah,
it's up there. It's more than what GameStop would sell it for.
Right, and there's a lot of stuff like that. But the problem with like ordering from GameStop, you never know exactly what you're gonna get.
Right, I've gotten lucky, so I've just stopped.
Yeah,
because that Metro Prime 2 ordered. I got the box and everything with it. But what are you looking for? I know I love the random rips you take. I'm going to leave those in. That's Chelsea's cameo.
It's awesome.
I know it's Chelsea because she's the only one here.
What am I looking for as in what?
Are you going to collect, like, if you really want Zelda? Are you going to look for, like, if you have Link to the Past,
okay.
Are you trying to get the cart in the box? Or are you just satisfied with the cart? Because I know how you are, because you said, oh, I have the original box art for Twilight Princess on the GameCube, but you have what they got you here at Secret Headquarters. By the way, we're filming it, or recording this at Secret Headquarters.
Yes, thank you to Secret Headquarters, by the way.
Didn't even start it off with that. But why do you want the box art? Would you buy another one just for the box art? Would you ask him to find a box art and then buy it off of him? Hell, I did that with Paper Mario with him.
Mm-hmm.
That very sexy first print.
Yes, the first print. I mean, does that tantalize you that it's the first print?
I guess it just depends on the initial condition of it. Now, when I collected Twilight Princess, I collected this one over here because, one, I didn't realize it wasn't the original art, because I was just like, yeah, Twilight Princess, like, let's go, like, let's play. I did not know
that was the original art.
Because I wanted to play it real bad. real bad. So I didn't look at it very well. I was just like, oh, there's Twilight Princess. It's hard to find. Now, going back, yes, I probably would, honestly. I'd probably buy it again.
I mean, you know how many Metroid Prime 1s I've bought to get it collected?
I'm telling you, you have an uncanny ability to find everything.
And that game's only $10. I bought it like 4 times to get the booklet because nobody had the freaking booklet.
Now, And with certain ones, I'll probably exclusively look for the artwork.
And are you tentative with the little leaflet? I mean, I know they don't do leaflets now in the Switch games, but like GameCube and I think earlier Wii U games, they did leaflets. I mean, I think Shantae has a book. Yeah, Shantae has a book.
I would say if I ever get to that point where
I mean, I've
I
seen.
want to find it with the booklet, yes, but now I'll take what I can for now. And that's just me saying that because
But you're gonna kick yourself in the butt.
I'm going to kick myself in the butt because Derek's going to find it before I do.
That's true.
Because you always do it. He'll be like, yeah, I found a copy of Minish Cap. Oh, wait, I found another copy of Minish
I
Cap.
haven't found that, and it's my favorite Zelda game. Fuck, I keep on dropping the bar down on here.
So,
But
yes, I will probably look for it just because Zelda has always been my favorite game. It's what got me into gaming, and whenever I was younger, I would just sit there and watch my brother play it, and then I started playing it. That's one of the few times that I really got into playing adventure type games and into Nintendo.
Are you going to collect both, all three versions of Twilight? You're gonna get the Wii version. You're gonna get the GameCube. You're gonna. I think in anybody's collectors, they want the GameCube one.
Now I will settle
That's
for
besides the Wii U version's the better one.
I will settle for the HD remasters and personally the GameCube one.
Not the
I will not do the Wii because I don't like the Wii version of it.
The Wii has better controls than the
It has better controls, but you also have Navi flying around, or not Navi, whoever that is flying around the screen.
I don't even remember the fairy.
That would be Navi.
Navi's not in.
It's not in
Twilight.
it, but that is your sensor there
Yeah.
on screen at all times.
But you also have Skyward Sword's motion control, and he just looks like Hitler running around with the sword straight up.
And I just started playing Skyward Sword
Sorry for that downer.
not too long ago. Once I got it, it wasn't as bad though as everybody says. I don't
like
think so.
Skyward Sword.
Everybody's opinions are mixed on it. With gameplay wise, story wise, has one of the best stories in it, but all the filler stuff in between is horrible. But the motion controls,
Like anime.
the motion controls though, I don't think they're that bad. At least you don't have an annoying fairy floating around your screen all the time.
Is there a limit of what you would buy or pay for it? Now that Twilight's going through up to this $50 to $60, would you pay the $60 to complete it like I spent? I gave you $50 for Paper Mario. Mm-hmm. Would you spend $50 for the Paper Mario because it had a nice box?
Yes, I would.
Which a great investment because now it's like $100.
Yes, I saw that. And you're welcome because of him. You got one. You got a Paper Mario.
I appreciate that. Yes,
Even though
yes,
I finished my Metroid collection because of you. But
See? Now would you...
now
would
with Metroid,
you
know my pain.
With Metroid, though, would you do the same thing?
I already did.
Would you do the same thing with what I gave you?
If I could find the box, no. If he came to me and said, "Here's a complete box with the game," I would buy it off of him. If somebody gave it to me.
And you still didn't find me a Fusion, did you?
I have a Fusion. You know how hard a Fusion's to find?
Where's my copy?
I mean, I don't know how hard it is. Which one's harder, Fusion or Zero?
Fusion.
Fusion? Why is Fusion the harder one to come by?
Because
it's the last game of the series? Or
just
timeline?
because it's... I don't know. It's just as good as all the other ones, but, I think it's just because it was so radically different at the time. And Zero Mission is pretty much, the remaster of the original.
You know how many copies of Metroid 1 I have?
You just said that. Yes, we do.
Did I?
Yeah.
Anyway, I have I have about 3 versions of the original Metroid. I have the original label, the yellow label, and I count the GBA one.
Now, like I said, I would pay some good money to get one of them.
Would you do Zelda 1
But
and Zelda 1 on the GBA?
I
Because it's the same game.
Well, I mean, just because I played the original Zelda on the original system, I would get the original one. I didn't play the Game Boy Advance one too much.
It's the same.
It's the same thing.
It's the same port.
Same port, but I never physically played it.
Would you buy the Link to the Past port on the GBA, like the one I have that I bought here at Secret Headquarters? Because it only had 4 swords adventure. I think it's an adventure.
To complete my collection, yes, I'll take what I can when I can get it. But if I'm gonna really get focused on collecting everything, then I guess I'll have to.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. Like just think about Link's Awakening alone. Like you've got Game Boy, you've got Link's Awakening DX for Game Boy Color, you've got the Switch port.
Exactly.
You know?
Well, the Switch port and the DX port are radically different. Not because of the graphics.
You know what I would do though? I would go and buy Majora's Mask, and scare the crap out of you, Derek.
And then you gotta think of like almost every single, probably every single.
That just sounds like a fun thing to do.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, so like every single Nintendo console has like a Zelda variant,
Right.
At least one, you know. So like there's one for the GameCube, there's one for the Wii U, there's
Right, and they come out multiple,
there's a couple
obviously.
for the Super Nintendo, you know.
Do you need the Master Quest for the GameCube and the
I had it a long time ago, and I would say I would get it again.
Which is the most annoying name for collection on the GameCube.
The only one I didn't have was
the silver one.
The silver collector's one.
That had 1-2 Majora's Mask and Ocarina.
Yes, and for some reason didn't include Link to the Past. That was the...
And only
I hope everybody heard that.
But I don't know. I mean, why? Like, what?
For me personally, I like collecting them because it's that nostalgic purpose, or that nostalgic feeling. And I had all these whenever I was younger, and I got rid of them all. And there's the nostalgia kicking in, obviously.
I don't even want to. The highest, I think the most I spent on a game was 180, not including the amount of money I spent for Shantae from Limited Run. Because I still spent less. Because I spent 163 on both collectors. Because I want to open one and keep one sealed. Because the Pirate's Curse for Limited Run games, that's $200. Like right now, sealed is $200. Do I want to open that? My collector brain says no. Because I already have it on the PS4.
But are you going to resell it?
That's the thing, is probably not. But
so it doesn't matter if you open it.
If somebody came across to me and said, I will give you $250 for it. Yes.
So if you don't care about selling it, then
I think it's a cool story, because my story, how I got it, I only spent $60 on it, thinking I was going to get the regular edition resold through Amazon, and the guy sent me the collector edition instead of the original edition.
I remember you telling me about that.
So I want to keep that because that's a cool story. I was like, I got lucky. This guy he's now out of the hole of $133 or something like that.
All right.
My Metroid Prime 1 has the autograph of Jennifer Hale that just grunts on Samus. You know, the chick that voices Samus in Prime, she just grunts.
That's funny.
And I shook almost out of existence when I met her.
Maybe I just need to get a good connection. That's all.
I mean,
good connection, good person to get stuff from, you know?
Are you going to be the person that's going to look at games and no booklet, no leaflet, the disc is shiny?
Now the booklets I don't care about.
I have to have the booklets.
Why?
Because it's complete.
I have to have everything.
Yeah, it's like a pop figure. You would just collect the pop figure. You know, it doesn't have the box, fuck it, and you just throw the box away. Because you want to display it.
Oh, no. Now that I got that Squirrel Girl one, I told Caroline to put it in the box. She's like, no. And I'm like, no, but it needs to be in the box.
I mean, that's like the comic book. So do you open the comic book and read it? Possibility of getting it graded? And then you can fuck up the binder.
That doesn't matter to me. That one doesn't matter to me.
I know you don't collect comic books.
But I collect a few, but I don't.
I stopped.
I would say with video games, are totally different. Like, it depends on how good of a quality, you know. If I can get a sealed copy and it's not like ungodly expensive,
would you?
I would. It depends.
Would you get the booklet for Link to the Past?
Yes, I would. just because I have nostalgia for it. But anything else that had like a booklet maybe the size of, I don't know, a piece of paper, no. I don't care about that.
And that doesn't bother. Why does that not bother? Because you don't have
Just
anything with it.
It doesn't bother me because there's no information on it. There's no fun artwork. There's nothing on it to look at. Like, it's just, hey, look, this is your game. This is how you look at it online. Oh, cool. That's the online instructions. Oh, good. Okay. Why is this in here?
The amount of like stuff I had, the amount of money I had when I was a kid, I spent 180 on, going back to that, I spent 180 on Earthbound when that came out because I traded it for 75 back in the day when it was like worth 75.
Yeah.
Now it's worth what? 200?
But you love Earthbound.
I hate Earthbound.
No, there's no way. You've told me you love Earthbound.
No. I tried to go back and play it on the mini classic, Super Nintendo mini classic. I absolutely hate that fucking game.
It's so hard to get back into.
That was not your view a couple of years ago.
That's a couple of years ago. Like, I have Metroid Prime like 3 times. I own that 3 times. I hate that game now because I can't control it. It's still a phenomenal game. The freaking controls suck.
The GameCube controls suck?
Yes. How did I play it when I was like 15?
Because you were used to playing things with your hands
This is why I could
cramped
never
like
defeat
this.
Ridley back in the day.
With your hands cramped like this instead of flinging your arms around, you know what I mean? There was no motion control.
No.
That's what we had to do to play the game. And the GameCube controller is by far the best one they ever made.
I'm the Pro controller for the Switch.
I don't have a Pro controller, so I can't say that.
The Wii U Pro controller sucks.
Well, yeah, the Wii U in general just blows.
And the tablet's very plasticky, but it's still a good console.
take it
I still
away-
think it's a good console, even though they
Take
don't
it
have
away from the system, and it literally says you have to bring it back to the system.
If we didn't have the Wii U, we wouldn't have the Switch.
Yes, you're right.
Because I guarantee that was $1 billion prototype for the Switch.
It's a hunk of plastic.
I mean, I don't know why they went back to carts, but I mean, it's easy. Everybody's doing it. Like the Vita showed that you could do carts.
Yeah.
Still do like a PS3 looking good game.
It's a fantastic system.
Right, and now that Nintendo said they're halfway through the lifespan of it, what's next? I don't think they're getting rid of the Switch name. I think now the Switch name is now Nintendo DS, Nintendo 3DS. You know how they made a new DS?
Right.
3DS. Just called it new. I think that's the next iteration. I think it's just the next bump up.
Maybe.
I think the next bump up is a bigger, giant fucking Switch. Massive one that probably does not.
So instead of like Switch Lite, it's going to be like
Pro.
Switch Big, Switch Pro, Switch
The Switch Heavy.
Super Awesome. I don't know.
Switch U.
Switch.
Yes.
But I think it's not going to be, you can't undock it. I think the next step up is a home console. Like, you can't undock it. I think that's the next bump. Because it makes sense what Nintendo's doing. Let's make a portable one, draw it back to only portable, or portable and docking, and then draw it back to portable, and the next step is only home. Which I would buy, because that thing never gets out of the taco stand.
I never play mine without it being docked, honestly.
That's the same thing with mine.
Except maybe when I have to play Animal
How do you
Crossing.
not have a Pro controller? That's a $70 investment. Yes, I know, but it's a good controller.
I don't have. That's why I was asking you the other day.
You knew I had a Pro controller.
No, I didn't.
I brought it over to
actually.
your house.
I forgot, and then you didn't answer me for 2 days.
I was sleeping for 2 days.
You saw it, and then you didn't answer it.
I know.
And
Sleeping.
I had to ask you again, and then again.
Anyway,
That's exactly what happened.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but I would say
Don't thump on the table.
I would say though we'll go back to collecting now.
Okay.
I would say personally for me, yes, if it wasn't too expensive to buy everything at the time, or if I could get it for a good deal.
What's your stop? If you had the holy grail of your life, let's say Legend of Zelda 1 gold cart in the box, how much would you spend for it? If he came in and just said, "I love you," and handed you the box, but he said, "You have to give me." I know you just met this man, but
I would say, I don't know, maybe.
Because it's going for what?
I don't even know what it's going
Which
for.
one it is, because you got the first print.
Like the very first print.
The very first print.
Yeah. The Holy Grail.
Yeah, you could look to spend more than $500 depending on condition, you know.
Yeah.
Just depends, you know, or you could get a regular, you know, if it's like beat up, you maybe find one for 120.
Would you pay 120 for it?
I might, yeah. I would say so. But
Alright.
it would wait. It would have to wait until...
You know, you guys already know how much mine is, because, I mean, I spent 180. I would spend a lot on Super Metroid if I could get a box. I already have the booklet. But anyway, I got the look at the watch from somebody. So, any thoughts? Like, what do you expect from Nintendo this year? What do you...
I don't know. I mean, I would just... From my thoughts on Nintendo would be... Me personally, this is me. This is the nostalgia kicking again. More GameCube games ported over.
We already... Yeah, right.
We're getting Metroid, obviously. We're getting...
I don't think we're going to get Trilogy.
I don't think so. Paper Mario type stuff. Anything that was on there. It was so good of a system. It did not sell well, but it was good.
Yeah. What's your Holy Grail?
If I had to choose any game over any system,
Yeah.
Mine is always Link to the Past.
With everything?
That is why I'm wearing the shirt today. If you could, I wish the audience could see this. But yes, it would be Link to the Past. It's a game I've played almost 15 times and beaten every single time I play it. Now, Derek, you collect a lot and you play a lot. Over the many years, what is yours? What is your Holy Grail game that you would go back to every time?
I mean, any game.
Any game, any system, whatever.
You know the amount of times I played Stardew Valley. But if you want to get a legit one, I would go back and Link to the Past. I would say Link to the Past because it's just a
great game.
It's a great game. It's a great repeat. You know, it feels like it's new every time you play it.
Yeah.
I own it because I only spent $20 on the thing, and I don't care to own everything. If I had to spend any amount of money on any game that I had, you know, if I could get the full collection of whatever, the Holy Grail, it would be Super Metroid. If I could finally get the box, that would be mine. But because that was actually Yoshi's Island. I changed that. Yoshi's Island for the Super Nintendo, I would have everything with it because that's my favorite game of all time. And God is trying to get through this door.
So, what's been the hardest game that you have had
To find?
trouble finding, and then finally purchased?
My second
His brain is thinking.
Valkyrie, I can't even say the word. Valkyrie Profile. That was one of the hardest games to find. I found it only by luck because I ripped it off of a guy. But I spent like $15 on it at a guy that was working at McDonald's because he needed money. He stopped ringing. But I own Banjo. And speaking of that, I own Banjo boxes of that. But we have to end this. I would go on forever. So, I guess if this is the only podcast that we do, me and Matt, which won't be.
It will not be.
We'll see you next time.
We just want to also say that we would like any comment that you have, audio quality, topics, whatever.
I don't have a big fan base, but
now this is purely for our entertainment and just to have fun, but we want to see and
the sexual voice of Matt.
Yes, thank you. And we want to know what exactly that you want us to talk about.
Yeah. And I guess I don't have an intro, exit, and intro. Why would I have an intro on the exit? Bye.
We'll just say bye.